Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd News Today. I'm Matthew, and we are excited because SDCC is just around the corner. And today we're going to be talking about some exclusives from one of our favorite companies on this channel here. We're talking Diamond Select and Gentle Giant today, and to help us out to discuss all of that stuff, we have Diamond Select's marketing supervisor, Mr. Zach. Oh, Zach, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you, sir?
Oh, not too bad. We were just talking before we started recording and saying how it's been like almost a year since I've seen you face to face and talked to you. That's because that last time was New York Comic Con, and a lot has happened since then with you guys. And I'm excited to dive all into so much of that here. But I do want to congratulate you and your company because this is kind of a big landmark year for Diamond Select. This is the 25th anniversary of you guys. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, no, it's definitely big. I've been around for about 13 years at the company, but I definitely remember when they started and a lot of their early releases. And it's definitely we've come a long way since then from what we've been doing. There's some of our lines have been around almost as long as the company. Like the Marvel Select line is, I think, 22 years old this year, and the Mini Mates line, we and Artisan have been making Mini Mates since 2002 as well. So. They are definitely long-standing brands that we are still happy to be pushing forward.
What was your very first year with Diamond? Was that like 29, 2009?
Uh, 2011,
2011.
I
Okay.
believe. I think 2011 was when I started, and it was I don't know what exactly we were doing at that time. We were still doing Universal Monsters. Trek, obviously, we were doing some Trek figures back in the day, but it was a great time to join up, and we've been getting bigger and better ever since.
Yeah, it's kind of fun just hearing about like what you worked on when you were first there, because now over a decade later, like, can you believe some of the partnerships you guys have now? And we're going to talk about a few of those here, but like it's kind of astounding just how elevation keeps happening with you guys. And I think we're going to see some of that today with some of the SDCC stuff. So let's dive into that, Zach. I know you guys
Sure.
have a bunch of exclusives this year set up, split rather between Diamond Select products and Gentle Giant products. Let's kind of start with the Diamond stuff here. You guys have four for Diamond. What is on deck this year for San Diego as far as exclusives?
For Diamond Comics, we've got four exclusives that are done by Diamond Select Toys. Diamond Comics has a whole array of exclusives done by people who are at the who they represent, they distribute through their previous catalog. But we have four items with them. The first one is Transformers Mini Mates. It's a box set of four Mini Mates based on classic episode Divide and Conquer. So there are four. There's a Shockwave, Ion Storm, Nova Storm, and Nova Storm. That's it. Nova Storm, Acid Storm, and Nova Storm. Nova Storm, Acid Storm, Ion Storm. I always get them mixed up. There's three. The Rainmakers. They're from they're Seeker Jets, but they're the Rainmakers. They appeared in that one episode, and Shockwave sends them to attack the Autobots who are trying to retrieve something from Cybertron after crossing through the space bridge. And it's a very cool set. It comes in a VHS style packaging, and it's got the slip cover. So the front art is done by Barry Bradfield, the designer, and it is based on the original episode, but done in Minimate style. And then you slide out the tape, the cassette tape, quote unquote, and it's a VHS. And you flip it over, you can see it all four of the Transformers on. And that one will be exclusively at the Diamond Comics booth at San Diego 2401. That's where the four Diamond Select exclusives are going to be. And that is that we will be making some available on the website after the show.
I'm a big fan of those like retro VHS type things. I think they're so cool. I've got a bunch of them that you were kind enough to send to me. I'm normally a loose collector, but I had to like keep that box because you can't get rid of something like that.
No, the designer Barry Bradfield has been killing it on the packaging lately. He does the packaging and the designing the mini makes. He does a great job.
And I think you guys have some other retro stuff too this time around, right?
Yes, we're doing sort of the same thing with a 4-pack of Ninja Turtles, which are all based on the classic video game, arcade game and console. And so they're very pixelated. They're done in sort of an 8-bit style, the printing on them. And they come in a game cartridge, which also comes in a sliding sleeve. So you can slide it out. You don't have to, it's not taped, so you can look at it when you open it at the show. You can just slide it out and take a look at it. But on one side, it's a game cartridge. On the back, you can see the four turtles inside. They come with their weapons, of course. And the game case is meant to look like the game case of the old Super Nintendo, which is very cool. And those are, again, Diamond Comics 2401.
And I really do dig that like digitized effect. Like when I first heard that announcement, I was like, I don't know if I really want these. And then I saw the photos and I was like, okay, well now I want these. So that's a problem for me. And beyond the mini mates, you guys also have some statues, right?
We have a bust of Wolverine in his yellow costume. That's sort of a variant on our brown costume Wolverine bust, but this one has a different sculpt. He's got a closed mouth and an open mouth, and it's classic. I think the shoulder pads are a little different too. That's classic yellow costume, metal claws, real metal claws, and that is about 6 inches tall, maybe a little less, and it's on sort of a pedestal base. And that is going to come limited. I forget how many it's limited to. I want to say it's like 750, something like that, maybe 1,000. And it's going to come packaged in a full color box with the certificate of authenticity. So that one is also Diamond Comics 2401.
So I was getting ahead of myself, Zach, because I realized that the more statue stuff will be in the Gentle Giant side of things, but there's one more action figure that you guys will have, and this one, ooh, I'm very jealous if folks get to get this one at SDCC because it's another part of the Lord of the Rings series, and it's a good part of it.
Yes, it is a variant on an earlier figure we did, which is the Gimli. This one we're calling Gimli, Son of Glowin. It comes with an exclusive unhelmeted head where you can see his full head of hair and full beard on display. And it comes with a few different axes. It comes with a pipe and a mug, I believe. And it comes with a cloak, the cloak of, I think, Lorien, the elf cloak that he gets. And that is going to come packaged in a blue box meant to look like the doors of Durin at the Mines of Moria. And on the back, there's a beautiful painting of him done by the packaging designer, whose name is David Forrest of Kinetic Underground. And the figure was, of course, sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios and designed by, I believe, those were designed by Eamon O'Donoghue. May have been Yuri Tim on the early ones, but I'm pretty sure that's a name O'Donoghue design. But it's a beautiful figure. The head sculpt was one we weren't able to use in the original figure, and we weren't able to give him a cloak in the first one, but we got both of those in for this version, and hopefully people will dig it and think it's worth the double dip because it is definitely a beautiful head sculpt.
And that's the thing about them is like I know you guys have done a few times. There's been re-releases, but when you do these re-releases, you're adding a lot more value to them. So like I don't really see it as double dipping so much as just like making the ultimate version of the figure. And I've said in all my reviews too. I think like the Lord of the Rings figures have been some of the best that Diamond has done ever as far as action figures. I think all the head sculpts have been amazing. The detail on the outfits and that stuff is just spot on. All the weapons and accessories are so cool. Yeah, I'm also a Mythic Legions collector, and these things just like scale perfectly together as well. So yeah, I'm just really
Oh,
excited for this
great.
stuff, and we're gonna dig back into Lord of the Rings in a little bit. But we also got some Gentle Giant exclusives to talk about.
Sure. The Gentle Giant, we got two Marvel and two Star Wars. We'll start with the Marvel. We're doing an Iron Man animated style statue, which is done in the art style of Scotty Young, who did all the Young Marvel covers for Marvel Comics. This is an old Iron Man design that we've done, but we've done them in new colors, black and yellow, for the Model 42 armor. So it's a very cool sculpt that we haven't had available in a long time. And it's a new color scheme, which is very cool. I like that black and yellow style. But I'm a big Iron Man fan, so I like all the different variations. Sorry, talk about machines. And that one, I forget what it's limited to. I want to say it might only be 250. We will have some available on the website after the show, but we do expect them to sell pretty quickly. So if you're able to get someone at the show, definitely give that a shot. And that will be at the Diamond Select Toys booth 2607. That is our own booth exclusive.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of the Mark 42 armor. I don't know what it is. I just really like the black and gold look. So normally, I'm personally I'm not a big fan of Scotty Young stuff, but I know a lot of folks out there are, and I think this is a really cool way to like keep it varied and do an armor that I don't really feel like gets a lot of love, unfortunately. Beyond Iron Man, you guys are also doing another version of Marvel Studios Vision, right?
Yes, we recently put out a Vision based on his appearance in WandaVision, 1/6 scale bust. Stands about 6 inches tall. It's him, with his arms outstretched, with his cape sort of billowing out behind him. And this is a white version for the White Vision, who appeared at the end of that series. And it's got some sculptural differences. The forehead gem for one, but I think there are also a couple of smaller things that changed. But it is a beautiful white color, and it is very striking. I've always liked the white version of the Vision from the comics. And when he showed up in the TV show, I was like, yeah, that's awesome. So hopefully people dig this to the bust. Again, it'll be at 2607.
And then beyond the Marvel stuff, we have two things in the Star Wars galaxy here. One of them is an action figure. One of them is another statue. Both of them are very, very cool. Can you run us down what you guys have in the galaxy of Star Wars? I like saying galaxy of Star Wars today.
The action figure is the Jawa from our jumbo line. So it's a little taller than I think it's close to 9 inches, but I think it's more like six. I think it's actually about 6 inches. It's the off-world Jawa who appeared on The Mandalorian. Because on The Mandalorian, he goes to planets that aren't Tatooine, and there's Jawas there as well. So this one has a gray cloak and red eyes, and it is in a cloth robe, and it's going to be packaged on a slim blister card. I believe a Palatoy blister card, if I remember correctly. Slim card. It's a resealable blister card, so you can open it up, take the figure out, play with it, put it back in. It comes with a blaster, and it will be the actress who played one of the off-world Jawas, Leilani Shu, will be signing at our booth. So if you pick up the figure at the booth from 1 to 2 o'clock each day, Thursday through Sunday, you can get it signed at no extra charge by Leilani. And if you're interested in getting it authenticated, I believe SWAU will also be on site to authenticate signatures. Optional, of course, but definitely something that if you're interested in getting that done, it's going to be easy for you to get done there at the booth. So that is very exciting for us. We're very excited to have her there.
That's
She's
gonna be
great.
really cool. Yeah, and that Jawa is limited to I believe 750 pieces at the show, so definitely get that one while you can.
Yes.
And then we have one more, which this one is kind of an unexpected one, but I'm excited to see it here. We got another version of Grievous coming out.
Yes. This is a version of Bruce I wasn't really familiar with until I saw it. But in the novels, they explain Grievous's backstory and how he came to be the leader of the droid army for the Trade Federation and the Separatists. And he was a warlord, an alien warlord, and we've created a bust of him the way he appeared in that book. I think as part of the cover illustration. And he's very cool looking. I think he's slightly larger than our other bust too. I think he's closer to 9 inches. I think that's where I was getting the 9 from. And he is, I believe, limited to, I want to say 750, and he is going to come packaged in a full color box. And he's got a numbered pedestal, he's got a numbered certificate of authenticity, and the box should be numbered as well. So he will be available again at booth 2607. And I should mention, if you're interested in the Star Wars pieces and you aren't going to be at the show, those will be exclusively sold online to Premier Guild members. So if you're interested in going forward, getting access to Star Wars Con exclusives, and I believe we will have one for New York as well, one or two, you should definitely think about joining the Premier Guild because you get access to Con exclusives where we offer them. You get an exclusive Buster statue to choose from right from the beginning, and you get free shipping on a lot of different stuff, and you get a discount on a lot of different stuff as well. Actually, I'm not sure about the free shipping. I might be getting confused with our Diamond Select Toys Collector Club, the Radicals, which does have a free shipping option. But Gentle Giant has coupons and flat discount for in-stock items that you order. So definitely think about joining the Premier Guild if you're a big Star Wars fan, because even if you're not interested in these two exclusives, you may be interested in something in the future. You may like some of the exclusive busts and statues that we developed for that program, because we do 4 pieces each year that can only be ordered by Premier Guild members. So definitely check it out, including Jumbo's statue and 2 busts. So it's a very cool thing to think about if you're interested in Star Wars. So, but those are the 8 exclusives we're doing for the show: 4 for Diamond Comics, and that are from Diamond Select, and then 4 for our booth there from Gentle Giant. And we'll have a lot of fun stuff at the show as well. We'll have some free pins to give away. We'll have some contests you can enter. Some promotional Transformers trading cards that we're going to be giving out to promote Dynamite's upcoming Transformers trading card series. We'll have exclusive ones that are available, one different one each day. And yeah, a lot of fun stuff. The Iron Guard will be there with their wheel defense. It'll be very cool.
Yeah, I do want to throw out one quick correction also. Zex, you mentioned the Grievous was going to be limited to 750. It's actually the Jawa 750, and Grievous will be limited to 600. So
Oh wow,
folks
okay.
out there, yeah, so Grievous will be 600 for anybody out there who's looking for him. So a few less than the Jawa there. And yeah, so it's cool that you mentioned some of the things that are going on this week. And I know you guys have your big panel as well during SDCC weekend, but there's one other like really cool thing happening in booth. And that's going to be you, Zach, because there's going to be a little mini Zach this year, right? I read about that. And I was like, oh, that's really fun. Tell us what's going on with little mini Zach.
If you want to win a small prize, you just go to our display case on the back of our booth or the front of our booth, whichever way you look at it. It's closer to the entrance than our sales floor is. But you look in the display cases at all the new prototypes, very cool stuff there. And if you see my mini mate, which I have right here, you see my mini mate, then take a picture, show it to one of the members of the team, and you can win a prize. Not a big prize, little prize, but still something cool to get. And it's not a lot of effort to do it. So come check it out, and you'll see all the cool stuff in our display case anyway. One thing I didn't mention that we're doing at the booth is we're going to have some members of the AEW there as well. I don't know if you saw that there. I know you're a big wrestling fan.
I didn't hear that. Who's coming from AEW?
We're going to have Willow Nightingale, and we're going to have Orange Cassidy. They're going to be showing up at 3 o'clock on Friday. That we had registration online, which we have closed, I believe, and we've let them know that they are either going to have a ticket that they can pick up at the show, or they can come by the booth on Friday morning and see if any tickets are still available. So there is a way to get it if you're going to be at the show and haven't registered online. But come by and check out the booth on Friday morning and see if you can get in to see them. But they'll be there from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock signing photographs.
That's very cool. Yeah, I feel like that's like the most perfect pair of AEW guys you could have in there. Orange Cassidy is just so laid back and cool, and Willow's like a giant geek. I feel like we are, so she's gonna be just looking around the whole booth and just be like, "I want that, I want that." So that's gonna be fun. So on that topic here, let's kind of dive into the current state of Diamond Select, and I want to ask you guys a few questions about things that are going on, things that could happen. And I know that SDCC again is just coming up, and you're gonna probably answer a lot of these, hopefully in more detail at the panel that you guys are doing, but for now, let's just kind of tease what we can and see what I can get out of you here. And I guess since you mentioned AEW, let's talk about AEW here, because you guys just put out the AEW wrestling ring for the mini mates, which just came out on my channel the other day, in fact, and that thing is so fun. I know you guys have another set of mini mates, Wave 3 on the way as well. And we also have some statues. We've got the Jericho, the Bryan Danielson, and Sting is coming out. I think Sting might be out already, but he's been sold out from what I hear. So what are the plans for AEW for the rest of 2024 and beyond? Are you guys going to be continuing to work with them? More mini mates, more statues? What can you tell us?
Yes, we're definitely still working with them. We've got I think 3 more gallery dioramas in the works. One of them is I'm not sure if it's painted yet, so I'm not sure if it's going to be at San Diego, but definitely the sculpt is approved, and I'll be showing it off at the panel. He is a very unique and unusual member of the AEW stable. That's all I'll say. So you can check out pictures of the sculpt at the panel. And we are going to keep doing the mini mates line, series 3 with Darby Allin, Sting, Ric Flair, and Bryan Danielson. Should be coming out this fall. And then we're hopefully going to be offering series 4 pretty soon. I'm planning on revealing it at the panel. And we'll have some of series 1 and I believe the wrestling ring for sale at the booth. If not, they are both available on our website. I think we might even have a couple of Series 2 packs with Orange Cassidy in it. So if you can get a hold of one of those to get signed at the event, that would be great. So definitely keep an eye out for Series 4 being announced, which has 4 really big AEW stars in it. We went very superstar champion heavy on this particular 4-pack. So definitely check it out. And I'm very excited about the next statue as well as the 2 after that. The 2 after that are both women's division wrestlers. So I'm very excited about both of them because they're both very popular. So very cool stuff coming up for AEW. Absolutely.
I'm very happy to hear that. I want more AEW stuff in general. I think personally, as a collector, Jazzwares has been kind of not doing so great in my opinion. I think they've kind of dropped the ball as far as their action figures go. So I've really been living through like what you guys do with the statues, especially because they're such good representations of the characters. So for folks who aren't familiar with that stuff, definitely check out my reviews of the Moxley and the CM Punk. And at some point, hopefully we'll get the other guys as well. But these have been really good stuff here. Let's talk more about Marvel too, because we're talking about Marvel stuff, talking about mini mates as well. I know there's gonna be more from Marvel as well as more Marvel Select figures coming out here. I'm kind of curious, like how extensive this line can go. X-Men 97 any possibilities of anything mini-mates or statue-wise for the latest incarnation of X-Men?
Um, we have been doing that bust line based on the classic X-Men cartoon, pre-97. We we have a couple more in the pipeline, and I know for sure, 2 or 3 more that I know are on the our list of upcoming busts that we need to solicit. Not quite done yet. As far as going to 97, I think we've talked about making some 97 busts. We'll have to see how different they would be, what characters that would include, but that is something we've definitely talked about. As far as action figures, I think we have talked about doing some more stuff with 90s X-Men. We've obviously made a lot of X-Men figures. Some of them are in that general 90s frame. Some of them are more classic. So new versions have been discussed, but we have not pulled the trigger on anything just yet. And as far as mini-mates go, we definitely have some 90s X-Men mini-mates in the pipeline that we're working on. But there's a series of, the next set of mini-mates after Series 86, which is the Spider-Man Clone Saga. Series 85 just came out. It was the Spider-Verse 6-pack. The Clone Saga is next. And after that, it is 1980s X-Men storyline, which has villain who was very popular in the 80s and 90s and today. Although his look has changed a little bit over the years, but also some other classic characters we've never even done before, which is very cool. So definitely look for, we're going to announce that at the panel. There'll be some slides on display. And I think, I have the prototypes here with me, and I'm going to put them in display case at San Diego. I'm not going to show them now. I apologize, but because I want to save something for the show. But we will definitely have some new mini-mates on display.
You were such a tease, but I'm definitely interested now. 90s X-Men, 80s X-Men. Oh yeah, that's my jam. So cannot wait to see what that's going to be. Let's talk Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I know in the PVC world, Toph and Iroh were the last two so far. Are there chances for more statues, maybe some Avatar mini-mates? I know the action figures have basically been kind of wrapped up, it seems like, but is there more from The Last Airbender coming out?
I think we are done with action figures for now. Mini-mates, we haven't discussed it. I'm not sure if mini-mates are in our license, to be perfectly honest. I haven't heard anything about doing any mini-mates for it. Statues, we do have a couple more in the works. I believe we have one that we're working on of Sokka, which we have not announced yet or shown to anybody. I think it's still in approval stage. And we are looking at doing some stuff based on the sequel series, Korra, Legend of Korra. So we're looking at all that, and as soon as we have something to show, we'll definitely show it, but we are not done with Avatar yet. We do have some more stuff we're working on.
I feel like there's so little stuff out there for Korra, and if you guys tackled that license, I'd be so happy. There really needs to be. I think Dark Horse maybe did a PVC statue of her. That might be it. Maybe a resin piece as well, but really very little.
Yeah, possibly. I think there's only 1 or 2 pieces out there for her, but it would be great to do, and we've definitely talked about it.
Yeah, I would love to see more from Korra, especially. Another line I love is, as I mentioned, Lord of the Rings. So let's go back to Lord of the Rings for a second here. We just reviewed the Cave Troll, which was amazing, and I don't think you've seen the video yet, Zach. 'Cause I haven't posted it at the time we're doing this video, but I shoved my Frodo into his hand. I put my Legolas into that troll's hand. I put my Dare to Be Hulk Hogan into that troll's hand. It was amazing. It holds so many
Awesome.
figures. Didn't scale with all the figures. So I'm kind of curious to know where we're going to keep going with Lord of the Rings now. And I know that more statues are on the way because you guys have just started that really this year. But what about, more figures and more importantly, more larger scale things like trolls? Are there going to be more things like this cave troll in the PVC diorama world to kind of help expand Lord of the Rings lineup?
We are definitely doing more gallery dioramas. We recently solicited Legolas and Gimli, and we're going to do more fellowship members. I believe the next one is Frodo. And I don't think he's done yet, so we won't be at San Diego, but we are working on him and some other characters. Action, as far as other gallery dioramas that would scale the action figure line, we had talked about some other characters. I think we even have one sculpted, but I think we had some questions about the size and the cost. So getting something really big, whether you make it PVC or resin, there's a lot of expenses associated with both. So it would be a very pricey offering, no matter what material we made it in. But it has been discussed. We'll see how well the Cave Troll does in the long term. I think it's sold out at the warehouse level. We'll see if we can, how many more we need to make to satisfy demand for it, and we'll probably go from there. Action figure wise, we are definitely showing off series. We definitely solicited Series 8. I think we solicited Series 8 with Eowyn and the Ring Wraith, Witch King of Angmar. I believe we solicited those last month. Series 9, is based on The Hobbit. It's going to be offered in the near future, but we're going to show it off at San Diego Comic-Con, I believe. I believe we'll show off both figures, at least one figure, but probably both. And then Series 10 will go back to Lord of the Rings. I don't think we're going to reveal that at the show just yet. I think we just got one of those approved, so we're going to hold off for a little while since Series 8 is still in pre-order. We're going to show Series 9. That's how we like to do things. We like to have one in the stores, one for pre-order, and then one announced. We try to do that with Mini-Mates. We try to do that with everything. And Series 10 is a little ways off from being shown, but maybe we'll have it at New York Comic Con. We'll see how that goes.
I cannot wait.
And as far as other products, I think we're pretty. I think there was at one point talk of doing some Legends in 3D busts, but I'm not sure where those are. If we're still doing that, but there are certainly other categories open to us.
All right, well, I'm excited for Lord of the Rings continuing. And on that note, too, let's talk about some other properties that you guys are working with from other companies. So we mentioned Ninja Turtles, and you guys just, I believe by the time this video should air, I think Donatello should be out by now. But, basically we have the core 4 turtles in the very diamond kind of way, which are really cool, and they set up really nicely all together. You guys have also been doing stuff with Transformers, as we mentioned. And we haven't seen any, at least I haven't heard any news. Maybe you can help update me on this on like G.I. Joe. So I'm kind of curious to know, as far as like G.I. Joe, Transformers, can we expect more statues, more mini-mates? And likewise at Turtles, beyond the many, many mini-mates you guys have done, are there going to be maybe some like cartoon versions of them or other things you can do with the Turtles license?
Let's see. I'll start with Transformers. Transformers, we have the box set, obviously, of Mini-Mates. We do have some other Mini-Mates designed and I believe sculpted, so we may be able to be offering a new Transformer set in the near future. If not, it may be another Comic-Con exclusive next year. But we'll see. Hopefully we can offer it before then through previews. But either way, it should be very cool. Statues, I think we ran into some issues with the statues. We had a combination of high cost or high, SRP and low orders. So I think, which is too bad because they were really beautiful pieces, but they were, on the higher end of things we offer. So I think that affected how many orders we got for them. So we will, we're kind of going back to ground on that to figure out how to move forward with Transformers. But we definitely do want to do some more Transformers or retry the Transformer line as the statue line or a PVC line. I believe the Grimlock that we offered was actually going to be a gallery diorama PVC, but it was a very large piece. So we're going to see what we can do for that. We do still want to offer a couple of them. I think the Optimus Primal, I think we're going to offer that again in near future. So there will be more, hopefully, from Transformers coming up. G.I. Joe, we are talking currently. We have a statue in development, a PVC diorama that we are working on. It's mostly sculpted. I think we're just making some tweaks to it, and then we'll put it up for pre-order. I don't think we're going to show it at the show because it is still in development, but it will be offered hopefully later on this year. And Mini-Mate wise, we're talking about what to do for the next Mini-Mate set. Obviously, they've announced the new G.I. Joe comic book series from Skybound, and that is looking like it's going to be very cool, and there's been a lot of interest in it. So we're looking to see what we can do to tie into that. So there will be some new Mini-Mates news, hopefully, in the near future. Let's see. So it was Transformers, that was Joe, and now Ninja Turtles. We do have the box set, video game box set. We are about to ship the 3rd cartoon-based box set based on the classic cartoon. And that is the Party Wagon set. And that comes with Raphael and Michelangelo and Baxter Stockman, Casey Jones, and another foot soldiers. So you'll have 3 foot soldiers combined with the other 2 sets. And that is the last one that we have, I think, in the pipeline. But more are certainly possible. We'll see how well the San Diego exclusive does. I hope it'll do really well. I think it's a really great set. And as far as the galleries go, I'm not sure who our next gallery is going to be. Now that we've completed the 4 and we did the Last Ronin as well. But we are going to do another Legends in 3 Dimensions bust. We did one of the Last Ronin, and we're going to do another one. It's going to be offered, I believe, end of this month. So it will be in the display case, as far as I know, at San Diego. But it'll be offered for pre-order on the 26th. So definitely keep an eye out for that. It's cool, very cool bust. The 1/2 scale. It's about 10 inches tall. And that's it. The gallery, the diorama. One thing we didn't mention was Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons, we've got some more stuff coming out from that, which is another gallery diorama, I believe. It might be a Premier Collection statue, but we do have another figural piece coming out And we are talking about doing a third series of mini mates. I actually went ahead and put the designs for Series 3 into the panel presentation for San Diego. So we'll show off what Series 3 is going to be, and hopefully people dig it. It's more characters from the classic cartoon. We threw in a little bit of influence from the toy line as well, the classic toy line, and we'll see how it goes. I think we're waiting to hear about something from the licensor first, and then we'll probably go into development on that one. So lots of different stuff coming out. We work with Hasbro on a lot of different things. Power Rangers, we've got some more Power Rangers pieces coming out as well. We've just offered a new gallery diorama of the Red Ranger, and we've got another Legends in 3 Dimensions bust coming up next, I believe, of the White Ranger. So we'll be showing off, I don't know if that's going to be at the show, but I think we'll show off pictures in the presentation.
Well, one other license thing I want to ask you guys about, and that's the Disney license. We saw the Darkwing Duck PVC, and we've seen the Darkwing Duck 2-pack with his evil counterpart, but I'm wondering if there's going to be anything else from the world of Disney, and specifically anything else in the realm of Disney Afternoon.
For Darkwing Duck, we do have another gallery diorama in the pipeline of Negaduck. I'm not sure where the status of that is, but we'll have to see when we're going to be offering that sometime soon. I think the first statue did really well. I think it's sold out, so that's cool. Gargoyles, we've got the Premier Collection statue of Goliath with the wings wrapped around him like a cape. We've got the gallery diorama of Goliath where he's busting out of the stone, which is very cool. I love that one. And we've got a new bust coming out in the bust line of the Steel Clan robot, gargoyle robot, which is very cool. And beyond that, I think we are working on some more gargoyle stuff. I'm not sure what the next piece would be in the line, but I think we do have some more gargoyles planned. As far as classic Disney, we do have Legends in 3 Dimensions bust coming up very soon of Maleficent, which is very cool. She should be on display, I think, at the show. She's going to be up for pre-order, I think, on the 26th. And we are working on another Legends in 3 Dimensions bust of another Disney character. And we also have a gallery diorama inspired by Fantasia that is coming up soon. I don't think it's going to be at the show, but it's where it's in development.
Now, as far as SDCC, since we've been talking about it, obviously, this whole interview here, are there going to be any new franchises announced at the event this weekend, and any in particular that might really kind of surprise us?
We've got a bunch of licenses that we've signed that are going to be announced, I think, over the course of the remainder of the year. For San Diego, I think there will be one we're announcing, which is a comic license. Right now, just comic. It doesn't have any other entertainment properties at this time, but we are going to be announcing it at the show, at the panel, and it is very cool. It may be a surprise to people. We're going to do gallery dioramas. We're going to do 7-inch scale action figures, and we'll probably end up doing a bust or two. So definitely keep an eye out for that. We'll announce it at the panel on Thursday, which is Thursday at 4 o'clock. We'll announce it then, and it is not going to be on display at the booth because we're still in the prototype stage. We're waiting for paint on the gallery diorama, and the action figures are still in the 2D stage. But hopefully people are excited about it when we announce it. It's a very cool license. I really like the comic book. I've read it, and it's great. The other licenses we're working on are mostly movie and TV licenses. There is another comic book we're looking at, but I don't think it's fully signed yet. But the movies are going to be very cool. We're going to do some mini mates for one of the movies. It's a classic movie from the 60s. And then we're going to do some more action figures from some of the other licenses as well. It's a lot coming up that we're going to announce, but San Diego might be just the one, but it's still a pretty big one. I'm excited.
You got the wheels turning in my head right now because I'm trying to think, what could it be? What could it be now? But we'll find out really soon. So I know folks who are watching, there's a lot of stuff here we probably didn't get to cover, stuff you might be interested in, but you'll have to basically just wait to see what happens at SDCC, or if you're going to be at the event, go talk to Zach in person and look for his little mini-mate version as well. Get yourself that prize. So you guys can check out Zach, both real and in mini-mate form, during San Diego Comic-Con 2024, coming up very, very soon, folks. So Zach, thank you so much for the tour. Thanks for giving us all the info, all the big scoops here. And I cannot wait to see what you guys are revealing here in year 25 at SDCC. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's great talking to you.